Welcome back. Good morning, San Diego. Many San Diego nonprofits are struggling to raise the funds they need to operate and to continue serving their respective communities. The Jewish Community Foundation is stepping up in its efforts to support these nonprofit groups. Joining us here to explain is the Jewish Community Foundation President and CEO, Beth Sirull. Hey, Beth, how are you doing today?
I'm great this morning. How are you?
I am well, and it's always fun to speak with you and talk about the Jewish Community Foundation. As a reminder for those just tuning in, give us an overview of what the Jewish Community Foundation is all about and some of the work that you do.
So the Jewish Community Foundation of San Diego is actually San Diego County's largest philanthropic funder. So over the past 6 months, since this whole shelter in place and coronavirus crisis started, we facilitated about $17 million in grants to just under 400 nonprofit organizations in San Diego County. And most of that money has gone to secular organizations, to human service organizations. Really, we see how much, the increase in San Diegans who are struggling to put food on the table, pay their rent, cover their health care costs and other really basic human needs. And of course, the organizations that help those people are having harder times raising money. And so we're really working with our donors. We have a cadre of San Diego's most generous families that do their philanthropy through the Jewish Community Foundation. And we're working with as many of them as we possibly can to share with them what the needs are in the community and encouraging them and facilitating their grants to those organizations. And indeed, compared to this time last year, our donors have recommended the grants are up about 50%. So we've really seen, we're really gratified to see the generosity. And this is the time, our job is to help the people who can to give so that the people who don't have get what they need. That's our job. That's what we do.
Beth, I don't want to bury the lead because you say that number so nonchalantly. $17 million is what a number. That must make you feel good to know people are stepping up to that size of help.
100%. And I would tell you, that's just the dollars that have gone to nonprofits in San Diego County. That doesn't include grants that donors have made elsewhere in the United States or even around the world. Because we know that, this is a crisis time pretty much everywhere. But the overwhelming majority, I want to say it was about 2/3 to 3/4 of the dollars have stayed in San Diego County to help. We're a local community organization. We help the secular community and the Jewish community. And that's where our focus lies, and we try to step up in a crisis.
Okay, Beth, and I think you already answered this, but I'm going to ask the question again. All the nonprofits are understandably struggling because a lot of their events and fundraisers have been canceled. You can't do it as successfully, in some cases, virtually as you could face-to-face. How are you able to survive how is the foundation able to survive when these nonprofits are struggling so?
And I apologize, a plane is flying over.
I mean, is it that group of families?
Coronavirus crisis. One of the beautiful things about having a fund at the Jewish Community Foundation is that our donors have put funds into what's called a donor advised fund at the Jewish Community Foundation. It's like a philanthropic account. And they've done that in past years when things were going better. And that money is reserved for charity. And so this year in a crisis, we can look and say, hey, you saved this money, now is the time to deploy it. Like there's never been a better time to give your money away than now. And so we've really been working with people and encouraging them. It's wonderful that people, when they have the funds, can put it aside for charity, and then it's available in a crisis. And that's why we've been able to see this, uptick of 50%, almost 50%.
Hey, Beth, I'm guessing that you're going to be able to have an indicator as to when we're getting on the back end of this pandemic, when the number of people coming for grant money, when that number starts to go down, that'll be the indication to you that we're on the backside of the pandemic, will it not?
Actually, I think that'll actually there'll be other indicators, I think, because, the need doesn't go away, and there's going to be a long time, I think, after the health crisis is over, that the economic crisis will continue. Now, of course, I don't have a crystal ball, but I think it's going to be a while once even the health crisis is past, that we're going to be working with people around issues of reemployment and getting more businesses back, and the economic impacts are going to last a while. So we're gearing up for the long term here. We expect this to go on, and we're trying to work with our donors and with organizations, to prepare them to be able to address this. And, as I said, we do that in the Jewish community. I mean, we are the Jewish Community Foundation, so we obviously care about the Jewish community, but we see the effects of the coronavirus have really hit the disadvantaged and the lower income much more than the affluent. They've hit the African American and the Hispanic communities. But we know that there are, low income people across all communities. And we actually have recent research that shows that about 20% of the Jewish community is financially distressed right now. So we're trying to pay attention to that, but also address the needs of the entire community.
Well, on behalf of everybody that you're helping, thank you, 1,000 thank yous. And until our next conversation, it's always entertaining, Beth, and always informative.
Oh, wonderful to see you. Thanks so much.